Hello, what's up, everybody? This is Black Light, um, coming to you today with some positive videos of what's going on in the Black community. We always say how Blacks need to start getting land and Blacks need to start opening up their own schools. Well, today I'm sharing a video with you where Blacks have bought 400 acres of land and they are starting to do things similar to what we did in with Black Wall Street and other cities. They're starting an all Black town, an all Black city, and I'm just really excited about it. And I was really proud and excited when I came across this video. So I just want to share this video with you all. So let's check it out.
Land that we have, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said 100 million acres as a start. And I'm trying to figure out how to handle 10. So, so we're gonna do. Man, we here at the hereafter. We're here at the farms, man. As y'all can see, well, you don't see, but we just delivered a cabin there. Some of y'all heard the story, but we was gonna get 63 acres not too far from here. Somebody lied to the seller and tried to stop us, and we end up coming up on 100 acres, and it got better land. Look how God works.
I mean, this is it. This is the revolution here manifesting right in real form. You see all these beautiful Aboriginal, Indigenous, melanated people who have come together and celebrating this land grab and taking back what was originally ours to begin with. And so it's the devil knows his time is up. Our people know it's our time to rise.
Right.
Because one person may put out the call, but it takes 100 people to answer that call and come together and work together. We put our minds together, we put our money together, we put our spirits together and our hearts together. We came together like brothers and sisters to make this a reality. Thank God for all of us and for even the thought. I definitely want to thank Sister Marlena and everybody who's a part of it, because it ain't just us that helped to lock down the land, it's everybody that's here. So we all have that idea and we all keep the vision in mind and don't get ego driven and money vision. Then I think all of us will remain successful. But I just want to say, man, let's continue to stay together, stick together. There's always going to be some ups and downs. I don't know if y'all heard, but at first we was going to get 63 acres. But somebody was there, probably, and they called and lied on us and was telling the seller that we was doing a GoFundMe to get the money. Brother Farrakhan said, well, tell them to send you the link then. Couldn't do that, but they continued to lie. They had people calling the people saying that we wasn't good people to sell to. And guess what happened? Right down the road, we done found 100 acres and the land is better. And that's why we all here today. So I thank you all for coming and making this possible.
We have to learn how to be self-sustainable economically.
Right.
And one of the things that we failed, or that they taught us, that has been a lie, was that we need their banks in order to be successful. But when you look at a bank ain't nothing but a family business. The couple of family people got together and they took their profits from their businesses and said, let's lend it. And they've literally indoctrinated this concept inside of our institutions and education that teaches us, even from being a child, that we need them. And so even in your freedom and building your businesses and having your real estate, you're literally paying them for the rest of your life. So they went from taking us from being slaves physically to slaves financially. Either way, we still working for them for free. And so the biggest concept is to teach people how to be their own banking system, how to be completely independent, so you can do it for yourself. So everybody that's a part of the Hereafter Farms family investing, you'll also get private banking, a course for free. And also the curriculum, there's a textbook that comes with it. The digital form, you'll get that free. And for everybody that wants the textbook, we'll sell it to you for what we get it for. No profit on top of it. That's just to make sure that everybody has everything that you need so that you can learn how to be your own bank. Come on now. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Camera and talk about what you guys are going to be bringing to the here at the membership and what you guys are doing with the team.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're farmers. We're farmers and gardeners, both in
Look
urban
at that,
areas and
good,
rural
healthy
areas.
food.
Start you in crash course of just the basics, because a lot of people, don't know what to do with seeds if they want to get seeds, how to plant them, how to grow them. So we're going from seed to harvest.
Back to
We've got a
where
crash
we
course on
originally
gardening, and
came
then we
from.
have
That's how we
individual
really
videos
originally
based on all
ate.
of the different vegetables, because everything has different growing conditions. So we've got all of that, and
That's
then
how we originally
along
ate.
with the courses, we have seeds for each one of the crops. We have a video that corresponds.
But I ain't gonna
to
lie, I
the
like
seeds.
my
So
junk
there's
food
gonna be
now,
a
but
video on growing beans
this is
from
how we
seed
used
all
to
the way
eat.
to harvest, and a video on growing carrots. and all
This is
that.
why Africans are so much more healthier on the
What's
continent
going on,
than
family? It's
we
your brother
are.
Ben X, man. We just pulled up to the 440. This is what we want to be our actual headquarters. We already got the trains going around with the children. We're gonna have bounce houses. Man, what else we got going on today, brother? Got delivered right there. Cabin got delivered. Right there. Come on. That's the family size right there. This is gonna be the walking center right So this one right here bigger than the other one? So this is the other cabin. Y'all saw the first cabin. This is the big family size cabin. As y'all can see, you got the train. But this is the family size cabin right here. Beautiful, man. Can you imagine living right here in the hereafter? You're living on the land that we own, land that we control, land where our people are, and you living in something. I would live in something like this. I would live in something like this, debt free. Come on, man. I would live in something like this, man. Debt free, have my bed over here, got the TV. Yes, sir.
Hello, I'm Karana Hosey, aka K, the Realtor. I am on the 440-acre land. We are out here. This is amazing. This morning we had a successful groundbreaking ceremony.
I feel great, man. This is a great turnout. You know what I'm saying? To see this thing start from fruition, into what it is now. You know what I'm saying? To see people actually coming to actually start to develop the land, real families, having a real sense of community again. This is what it's about.
But the fresh oxygen, the air, and to understand that it is owned, not rented. I mean, it's a different level of satisfaction, bro. The Honorable Minister Farrakhan said that heaven, among all the different descriptions, is to have an idea and to see your idea become manifested into physical form. This right here, bro, is a piece of heaven right here on earth. I'm so thankful just to be able to stand it with my brothers because, again, like I said, working for 21 years in the community since I was 9 years old, being immersed in all the problems, to be
Okay, so I just wanted to share that because I was really excited to see that. But you know that we are actually getting better at that as a people. Actually, that is not the only video that I came across where we had blacks trying to buy land. We actually have, I'm not sure if anybody's heard of King Randall. He actually bought property. He's starting a school for black youth, black boys, teaching them different trades, different skills. I advise y'all to look that brother up. King Randall is called Preparatory X School for Boys. It's an all black school in Georgia that he's establishing. They bought a building, they bought a bus. You can definitely look up the fruits of his labor. He's done a lot with the community. He's doing a lot with the community. And then I also want to share this other story. This one kind of has a little negative swing on it. It's another group of people, blacks, that were trying to get a city established, but they actually had some problem. I'm gonna go ahead and share that video too, but it's not negative because it's actually what the positive is about it is showing where our mind and where our mentality and where our hearts are. We know that we need to have our own land. We know that we need to have our own schools. We know we need to have our own banks. We know we need to have our own hospitals. So that's what's exciting and that's what's positive. But I'm going to share this other story. This group of blacks actually had some issues. It's a separate group from this group, and I do apologize. I think I said 400 acres of land, but the group that I just showed you is over 100 acres of land. Like he said, they had some issues. Some people were trying to stop them from getting 60 some acres of land, and they ended up getting better land and more land. And you see what they're doing with the land. They're talking about making banks. They're feeding healthy food, showing teaching how to grow and to be self-sufficient. And that's where we're moving and that's where we're going. And I'm just so excited to see that, to see them cut the ribbon for that city. Like that's just so exciting. And I believe that we're going to start seeing a lot more of that going forward because like I said in some previous videos, it's like it's nothing that we really have to really do because at this point, at this time, the world is changing, the world is evolving, the world is actually moving. Um, I mean, I like to call myself a non-practicing Christian, but God is really moving on the behalf of, of, of the Black race globally. Like if you look at what's going on in Africa right now, they're kicking the Asians out. They're cutting ties with France. There's just a lot of things that's going on that's taking place. I'm going to go ahead and share this other video of the blacks that were trying to buy this land in Georgia. Let me see if I can share that. It's just showing you that where we're moving. And I also would like to say this too. Sometimes we like to look and think that we're behind whites and that we're behind all of these other groups. But we as a people are very progressive. You have to think about this. You can Google this, scientists say it, geologists say it, science says it. All civilization started in Africa. So, and I had to readjust my mind too, you know, because it seems like we're not builders, we're not creators, we're not innovators because of where we are. You know what I'm saying? But that's exactly who we are. We're builders, we're creators, we're innovators. Just imagine where we would be if we did not have the devil or didn't have all of these hindrances and all these things going on. Look at where we are now in this country. Like that shows you how progressive and how fast we're moving as a group and as a people. We're moving at an astounding race and at an astounding pace. People, believe me. Look at where we start. We started off in this country as freaking slaves. There's no way when we first came over to this country that the people, the predominant society thought that we would be where we are. I mean, we stepping on their bootstraps. So that shows you that we're progressive and that they're regressive. If they were progressing with the amount of leeway that they had, the advantages that they should be way, way, way farther ahead of us than what they are. We're right on their bootstraps. Our God is really moving and got our back. I mean, we may not do what we're supposed to do all the time. We may not act, we may not give him the praise, give him the glory, but he still is moving and working on our behalf. I mean, if you look at what's going on, the tides are like really changing. I mean, it's there. The proof is pretty much in the pudding. But I just want y'all, that's one message that I want to get out because I don't want anybody to ever think that we're like behind. Because if you think and even what we're dealing with today in society, and just to see how far we've come. We were slaves in this country. And look at where we are now. Look at what we're doing now. We're progressive people, and clearly from us to come from where we started off at point A to where we are now, that's got to be God. There's no way that we came over in this country as slaves, the lowest of the low, and then look at where we worked our way up to. And we've always had our own cities. We built cities in Africa. We built the world pretty much. Civilization started in Africa. Medicine started in Africa. Education started in Africa. Making buildings started in Africa. Making ships, we are innovators. We are creators. So I just want everybody to know that. Like, we're not getting ideas from nobody else. We're not stealing ideas from the white man. We're not copying off these other groups of people. We've always had, even when we first came out of slavery, like, we always want to talk about Black Wall Street. We always, and there's other cities, I can't think of any. There's tons. I've Googled them and I've looked them up before, but we've always come to the point to where we started building our own schools, our own homes, our own banks. But then there's always opposition. The devil always comes in and tries to hinder it, shuts it down, blow it up, shut it down, whatever. And we just keep on. We're like ants. You know how ants are? They say ants just work and work and work and work. If you see a ant, and an ant has a ant hole, and I used to do this when I was a kid. You can take the ants and they can build a nest or burials in the dirt to where they can get in and out. If you knock it down, and you're going to keep working because you can't stop them. They're going to build it right back up. And I would do that as a child. I would knock it all over. And then by the time the next morning came or the next day came, those ants were being built it all back up all over again. And I would knock it down again, just experiment, just knock it down again, play with it, whatever, come back again. They build it right back up again. And that's the way we are. We just like those worker ants. Like, you can't stop us. That's who we are. We're creators, we're builders, we're innovators. But I want to show this other video. This group had a little bit more of a problem, but I just want to show that this is where our minds are. Like, we're builders. We know what we need to do. We've done it before. Like, we haven't always existed with Europeans. We haven't always coincided with Europeans. You know what I mean? So we really don't need them. And actually, they need us more than we need them. I'm gonna go ahead and share this other video. Let me see if I can get this. Can share my screen again and see if I can pull this other video up that I was taking a look at. Let me see, because they were getting 96 acres of land. But then they had some haters, like some people was even trying to, like, they actually had opposition to where some white families were coming out saying no, that, it's not right, it's not fair. But I'm going to go ahead and share this other story because I thought this was interesting. I just love the fact that that's where
Sell
our mind
online
is right
and
now.
grow your
That's where
business
our mind
with
is.
Wix e-commerce. Create a beautiful store.
We are the buying power. If we can just teach each other to circulate our dollars within the community, we will solve our own problems.
And this is a separate, this
Are
isn't
literally the answer
with
to
the
our
group
own problems.
that I just
but
showed
we
you
have
guys.
to change our thinking and come together.
And ladies.
My name is Renee Walters, and I am the president of the Freedom Georgia Initiative. I have a Black husband, I have a Black son. Every time he would leave out for work or just to go to the store or anything, I would have a sense of anxiety just from watching everything that we've been going through lately with the pandemic and watching our Black men being murdered. on national television in front of everybody. It kind of just all shook us by storm. It's now time for us to get our friends and families together
Right.
and build for ourselves. That's the only way we'll be safe. That's the only way that this will work. We have to start bringing each other together. Well, we are looking to get amenities on the land. We want to have a place where you can have weddings, a nice retreat. We'll have tiny homes. We really just want you to come and hang out and feel safe. You don't have to worry about the Karens of the world and anything like that. You just come and have fun. We'll have a sportsman area with fishing, hunting, shooting range, ATV trails. We really just want to build a tight-knit community for our people to just come and breathe together. I know they have a bad stigma that, oh, Black people can't come together, but just like how Black Wall Street, their dollars circulated around
Right.
11 times before it left the community. And that's just something we want to bring back. We want to encourage businesses to come, and we want to circulate our dollar within the community before it leads out to someone else. We want to make everybody in our areas wealthy. Well, every time we go to the land and in the actual city, like we haven't received any backlash. Everyone is really nice and welcoming. It's the internet trolls, the negativity in the world, like, oh, you guys are gonna fail. Isn't this segregation? This is not what Martin Luther King stood for. And it's not us segregating ourselves. It's just we're building where we can come and be safe. Like Chinatown has these areas. You
Right.
go up and down Buford Highway.
Right.
You can't even read some of the signs because it's not in our language, and nobody has a problem. And why is it that when we want to build, we're considered racist or we're segregating ourselves? Why can't we have our own safe haven? Every community has them. Everyone is welcome in freedom, but it is basically based on seeing Black people flourish, and that's all we want. Because every time we try to, somebody tried to burn it down, or we got
Right.
some type of backlash, and I'm just tired of that. It's time for us to build our own.
Okay, let me see. What was that?
You hear that?
This is just beautiful to me.
Is the sound of freedom. A lush and rugged expanse, about 130 miles south of Atlanta, just shy of 97 acres. It's undeveloped, unincorporated, and it has new owners.
It feels amazing. It feels really amazing. I cry every time I come here.
Renee Walters is one of them. She's president of the Freedom Georgia Initiative. It's a collective of 19 Black families who recently bought this land. This dream all started a few weeks ago during Renee's typical morning call with her friend Ashley Scott.
She said, Ashley, did you see the article about Kingsborough for sale?
It turns out that the entire small town was never for sale, just a bundle of a few dozen homes and buildings. So Ashley, a real estate agent, looked for listings in the area and found one for this.
And it was just such a beautiful piece of land. It was affordable, and it just made sense that we could create something that would be amazing for our families.
Why were these two women interested in the prospect of buying a town in the first place?
It really was when we saw what happened with Ahmaud Arbery and George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and the protests. We both have Black husbands, both have Black sons, and I was starting to get overwhelmed and have a sense of anxiety when my husband would leave the house to go to work. So watching our people protesting in the street, while it is important, and I want people to stay out in the street bringing attention to the injustices of Black people, we needed to create a space and a place where we could be a village again, a tribe again.
Oh, the butterfly. So Renee and Ashley reached out to family and friends, and together they bought what they intend to name Freedom, Georgia, a new Black city.
We don't intend for it to be exclusively Black, but we do intend for it to be pro-Black in every way.
Right.
Jessica
pro-Black.
Gordon-Amar is an economist and an expert on Black collectives.
I've found tremendous benefits to individuals, families, and the communities that are involved in it, including, the economic stability and prosperity, but also leadership development, social capital development, other kinds of human capital development. And so it's really a win-win for everybody involved to be involved.
The owners hosted the Big Black Campout over Labor Day weekend. Supporters drove in from across the country. The plan is to introduce farming next, create a lake for sustainable fishing, facilities for recreation, and eventually develop a fully operational, expanded city.
By being able to create a community that is thriving, that is safe, that has agriculture and commercial businesses that are supporting one another, and that dollars circulating in our community, that is our vision. And to be able to pass this land down to my children and to the children that are represented by each of our 19 families as a piece of legacy. We're hoping to create legacy.
Victor Blackwell, CNN, Wilkinson County, Georgia.
Now, let me see if I can find, because then with them, now they had a problem to where the mayor and everything was trying to say, well, this land's not up for sale and all this. Like I said, it's always some type of opposition or something like that, or somebody trying to stand in the way. But anyway, I'm not going to even get on that. They still moving forward with it. They're still buying up the property. They're still doing. But I'm going to go ahead and show King Randos, the preparatory school. It's a all Black school. Okay, he purchased 40 acres of land. So we're buying land that our mind is good. And y'all can see these links right here. He bought 40 acres of land, but I'm still going to go ahead and click the link just so everybody can see what the school about, because all this is what we need to be focusing on. And I heard somebody say something very, Dr. Frances Welsh. She said it's not very beneficial. Like, it's not about hating white people. We that's a waste of energy to hate white people. But what we do have to do is to understand. And I would have anybody to check out Dr. Welsh. She has some very interesting, very factual information on understanding why whites are the way they are. It's about her, what she states, and which it's about survival. Everybody wants to survive, and melanin. She talks about melanin and how Blacks and other races can destroy the white race or make the white race become obsolete. And so once we understand that it's that they're trying to survive, then you just get a better understanding of what's going on. So it's not, you can't really hate somebody for wanting to survive or wanting to stay on top or wanting to stay in a stance of dominance. Like, you can't hate somebody for wanting to be on top or wanting to stay on top. I mean, it's a waste of time and energy, but what we need to invest our time and energy in is building ourselves back. Keep on being like those ants. Keep on building. When the molehill gets knocked down, we just keep on building, keep on building, keep on building. I'm going to go ahead and share this. Hope this is the one. I just wanted to show the school and show what he's doing. And this
My
is
granddad
also
always
in
told
Georgia.
me growing up, he always said on some dirt. And so I know a lot of people are always asking, you know, how are you 21 years old and you know so much, or what are you able to teach your boys? I'm just like, well, when you have male figures in your life, they're able to teach you a lot of these things. I think people just have to see possible, and that's kind of where I'm standing at, because it's like growing up, we've always been taught to like wallow in our defeat, and you know, I can't go do anything, you know, because something's gonna happen to it, or you know, but that's kind of what history has taught some people. But I'm just like, well, why don't you just watch what they were doing and watch their mistakes and not make those? Which is why I'm able to be so successful, you know, with what I'm doing at such a young age. But here I am on 40 acres of land that I just
40 acres
purchased
of land.
for my boys in the program.
Black folks not
And I know a
playing.
lot of us, especially in our community, we always heard about that 40 acres and a mule that we've been asking for. Well, I decided to go take it.
Oh, that ain't even a one. I want y'all to actually see. Let me see. Where's it at? Let me see if I can go. Because I want y'all to actually see.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can
Hold on,
help.
we gotta wait for a little
This
commercial.
sentence is grammatically correct.
Let us make man. This is the scripture where God was talking about creating the human. And when he talked about creating the human, he said, let us make man. And for me, the us in let us make man entails and implies to me that I should be assisting God with making men. And this is where the X for boys comes into play. This is the new man-making machine in Albany, Georgia. We started the X for Boys program in January of 2019. Albany, Georgia is one of the poorest cities in the nation, and also Albany, Georgia has one of the highest crime rates in the nation. And so I took it upon myself to curb that by working with young men, boys, and
everything he's been doing
and
with the
teaching them how to
donations.
work
He
in
got
the
it
skill
online.
trades,
We
such as
go get
working
a
on
link
cars,
to show exactly what he's
fixing
doing.
houses, simple home improvement, simple
Some
brake repair,
celebrities have
oil
even
change,
reached out to him, like
plumbing,
Rihanna,
anything of that nature, to try and help boys actually use their hands.
and he's
I
coming to.
appreciate King Randall for taking the time out of his life to give us young men the opportunity to do things that can help us be better men and better people in life. The X for Boys is creating men that'll be self-sufficient, that will be able to protect their women and children, and will be able to go out and earn things for themselves. We do not teach victimhood. There is nobody holding us down. I am teaching the boys that they can go out and get whatever it is that they want when they want it to. They have the same Father as Jesus, and that is God. And so they are able to go and do whatever they want to. The scripture says, greater is the God that is in you than the God that's in the world. So it's up to us to teach them about the God that's in themselves and to create everything that they want. Let us make man. Follow us on social media at New Emerging King, and you can go to the xforboys.org for our website.
That ain't even, that's still not the one I was trying to show. I really wanted y'all to see the one with the actual school. But there's even a story behind him, to where he was supposed to be buying, he talked to some school superintendents.
All right, I am Tony
Actually
Kinner
did
from
a
Chalkboard
story.
Review. Joining us today in the Teachers Lounge is King Randall, founder and owner of the youth organization, and
He actually talked to like a superintendent. They had some old schools that they were trying to get up. I think the name of the school was Elizabeth or something like that. But anyway, as always, that you're always going to have trials, you're always going to have tribulations when you're trying to do something positive, right? So he actually put money down on this school building, so that way he could open up this black school, and it was going to be also a camp and just a whole lot of different things for black males, where they can learn different type of trades, different type of technical schools, giving them some schools, giving them some tools to make money, and then not only that, mentoring them, giving them some positivity, and basically being a good mentor. But if you look him up, you can go through and see all the different things he's been doing. But this is kind of like an update because he was getting to school, but then of course the superintendent and different people in the city told him, okay, well, we'll let you get this school building that they were getting ready to tear down, mind you. We'll let you get this building, but then we have to control your curriculum. We have to control what you're teaching these boys. You're going to have to allow us to give you our teachers and whatnot. So he ended up not getting into that deal because what would be the point? That's what we're trying to get away from. We don't want to be under your control. We don't want you to tell us what we can learn or how much we can learn. We don't want you in our business. It's none of your business what we're learning. And that's going to be a scary day when we have more Black schools and they don't know exactly what we're learning, what we're being taught. But anyway, they didn't get that building. I just was watching him on YouTube the other day. He ended up purchasing another building, and so they're going forward. And that he's a prime example. What I'm talking about those ants. So your ant, they're ant. He got the building that, okay, we're gonna get this building, has the money, put the money in. Then they say, okay, well, we're going to have to control everything. You can do this and put it under your name, but we're going to control it. We're going to run it. He didn't accept that. And so he was just on a couple weeks ago talking about that he made it over that hurdle and that they actually do have a building now. And so they got that all in the works. He's a legit dude. He's got it placed on his website where you can go on links and show what donations he's got, what he's doing with the donations, everything he's done. This guy has done a lot of positive things. So check him out. But I just want to come share some positive things because I know a lot of times we focus on a lot of the other things that are going on in society. So I just want to share some positiveness. Once again, please like my video. Please subscribe to my channel. I always have these types of stories, these types of videos on my channel. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that's watching, and I hope that you watch my next video. Thank you very much. And I'm going to stop the video.